Starting things off on defense while Falcons Vega on the attack. As we instantly see sort of a crunch onto this A side. Double-sided approach. Aim main already infiltrated. There may be trouble as Rescue tries to fend off the attackers, but as she's taken down, it's Petra with a double. So G2 Gozen sticking on top. Ludge. That's an upper angle. Could be really strong if he catches them off guard, and she does so. That's Ludge swinging it all back in favor of the Falcons. And G2 might be in little trouble here as they've got to come back. EMEA, good on the trigger. And that leaves equilibrium across the board. A 2 versus 2 with everyone sight and Ludge on the flank, but one's caught, so G2 topsy-turvy. Yet another time, it allows further movement. One to the right-hand side has to be the attention for Toki here. Spots a pixel. The spray is timely. Eventually taking one down, and that's G2. On equal footing, but Sandra, this is an interesting lurk in the making. Could definitely catch them off guard. Mimi reads it, but it's not quick enough to the trigger. So the lurk is still there. You've got to be careful of your back line as Sandra could come into the fight at any second at this point. Amy though, closing up, has to get traded out. Sandra still being a menace in the back line, hasn't been taken down just yet. As a fight still commences onto the site, which is one to isolate the kills before the rotations have to come through. Ludge does get one, but quickly traded right back up. Toki in main clears it all down. Is quite a dangerous prospect. A prodigy in the making, perhaps. For now, it's an aggressive stance from Falcons. Again, the tag exactly where G2 would have wanted it, and it's an easy pickup, looking exactly like the second round thus far. And with Petra getting a kill through the smoke for yet another time, it seems like history is repeating itself. Petra finding even more damage, and Falcons, even though they get themselves a win a round before, it's all crumbled to pieces an instant later.
It's both players a little bit of an awkward exchange with the scopes out. Cage creates a space. One has to be dodged, but she doesn't even manage to do it.
Viper's orb does come up though, so forced to draw back. As Ludge herself starts to move even closer, but with the reposition gathered, so the rest of G2 start to line up on this A site. Nobody holding out on B, knowing fully what the plan of Falcons is this one. And Rescue manages to find impact again. 2 more, and it's the ace. Reload and 5 bullets to the chamber.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness me! Petra denies the ace, but that's a
They can clear out Vanya.
I mean, Vanya is alone, but it's a very dangerous Vanya at that. Go into your sight and you're down. No, she might come out with a kill. That's exactly what happens! Shots did not connect, and Vanya's still being a menace though. That's exactly what G2 need. Just keep them busy while the rest of your G2 start to follow up. That's exactly what they do. Rescue finds an opening as Matvey was out into the open, and Vanya keeps on giving. This is incredible. Falcons thought they had a chance with the Blaze at the start, but they're quickly running out of time. 10 seconds. Vanya was the first player contestant, and she's only now fallen. 4 seconds. There's no time to plant. All Rescue has to do is stay alive, but she doesn't. Get back into the zone, and Mimi is the one on the hot seat. Petra, crossfire, Viper's pit in main. Oh, this A site is looking difficult to enter, and Rescue on the flank is not going to let them pass. Petra also, all of the G2 Gozen players line up their shots. Vanya, especially leaving it to 45 seconds. Toki has had bad luck in the entry so far, never really finding space to get a kill in the entry, and it seems her fate will be sealed again in a similar fashion. It seems that there's always nooks and crannies that G2 Gozen can look upon.
And contest this post plant.
Yeah, it's difficult to have protocols for this type of situation. There's so many different positions that could be taken up, especially in the Viper's pit, but so far so good for Mimi as they shut down Ludge straight out of the bat. Petra can stick on the defuse. Not impossible, but they do find a different way of entry. They've got the A main site. The spike can go down, and at 4v5, not impossible, but they want to take the backside as well. Petra using the stairs like a master. Picking off another. And doing damage to another 2. Falcons, yes, on a lower buy, but this is a last round and a half. And there is no other resource. Mad V leading from the front in kills, but she's got to find 2 more. But Mimi's not going to let her do that in this series. But look at this. Seems I ever wanted to take a chance, but Toki's the one that might do it all with the flank. Oh no! Oh, the shots aren't connecting, but at least she's good for 1. But her teammate drops. Ever now in trouble, spotting a weapon but not pulling the trigger in time. Surprised at that, but Falcons keeping it in contention. Sandra opening up the line, hand in hand with her teammates. Toki picking alone, and alone won't do it. Disjointed You would have wished you could have gotten the kill on that. It would have made this so much more easier. But there's way too many angles, and the pressure of the tight spike ticking is not...
Into position. It's going to be a retake right from the get-go, though.
Free site take, though. They'll be happy with it. And Rescue's got it covered. Sandra, good trade. Outlaw won't be picked up, showing her ground. Will keep them busy for a little bit in mid, forcing Sandra to having to go for the wrap. Check if she's still there. That's a pick. So now numbers advance for Falcons. Can they secure it? Lovely flash. And Vanya swing, allowing for the double. It's exactly what G2 Gozen needed. Make things even more easier for them this round. They don't now allow Falcons to play their card, forcing their hand every single time. And this round will be no different.
How you wanted to start for Falcons. I feel like they haven't had a single first blood this entire game.
Yeah, I hope the analyst desk reads up on the stats of that, because it'll be an interesting one. Definitely missing out on the early trades. And it seems...
Sight.
The cross does come through. Oh! And it seems that G2 goes and want to fight this, but Lurger's got it all covered. Amy crumble. In a matter of seconds.
Planted the spike.
An equal chance beside. Spike planted. Sandra knows, but Amy's the one to swing, and Amy takes things to her own accord. Same could be said for G2 Gozen as well. Only one defender on that A site. Toki taking the fight straight out of the bat as Falcons to get the upper hand on the initial trade, something differed a lot on the previous map. Mimi, as paint shells thrown at her, but she takes the aggressive stance and ends up getting traded. Petra and Vanya not really showing her ground. This is going to be difficult for Falcons to even try and get that spike down. Vanya moving in, and Vanya will rip Lodge's head off her body. And Madvi won't live long enough to tell the tale of the nerves. Petra's Prowler spotting presence, but nothing other than that. That's a strong fault line, catching off a couple of players. Madvi's got her teammates covered. Amy, good for at least one. But they're all in a corner as the world closes in on them.
A single pick, but no satchels to get out here. The cage actually would have given her the opportunity to cross, but she's going to stick around. Falcons clean side XE. SQ just catching Eva, just getting the orb. That's the Seekers denied there early on.
Rescue playing the patience game, and it pays dividends as G2 now playing with the numbers advantage, but look, they themselves have gone the long way around. Into A main they go. But it's Vanya on the lookout of the flank, and she hasn't expected Toki to be nestled into the right-hand side corner, allowing Falcons to be very dangerous from the skies. Having numbers advantage, well, maybe in health. It's Petra that closes it back in favor of G2 Gozen, and it's all down to Toki. She's got the spike planted for her, but three players looking in a direction, and this is nigh impossible unless she can whack all the moles down.
Info.
Two sides of angles here held by G2. And so far, good to hold them back. Flash is good, and Ever shot even better.
Your trail.
Let me spray, find some chip damage, but G2 Gozen have rerouted their efforts to the defense. It's Lurge on the flank, but Amy's on the case. She's read it all right.
Yes, this wall, and as I mentioned before, a lot of big kills from Madvi in the previous round. A couple more kills for Falcons here would make a difference, but they're continually getting smoke cycled straight through the smoke and the box, though. Eva to find the opening pick here and potentially give Falcons an in. Guiding light straight through Heaven. They're trying to reroute into Rope, straight into Amy. Eva goes 1 for 1 and will have to 1v2 an ace to win this round for Falcons in 15 seconds.
Whatever it's got going for is that Mimi is very low, so this could be a very doable situation where you need to check out your left-hand side here, and she won't! Oh dear, that... And already we're seeing a showstopper being dropped off straight away, and it's Rez. A Rez Q. She on the case. Point blank shot misses! Eva finds a shot instead. Vanya can't trade it, it's topsy-turvy for G2 Gozen. Falcons, this could be their round that they can get back into this game with.
Yeah, they're finally playing with player advantages. Everything working for them this round. Paint Shell's going to flush out Amy. Ever trades.
I felt that there was a world where Mimi would have gotten a couple of kills with the smoke there for a sec.
One enemy remaining.
A very smart decision, because...
I believe it was in round 5 on the half bite. So she is fragging up a storm right now, and it's very impactful to her to be able to act. Do you invest that with a player disadvantage here? Seems like they're going to.
That's exactly what they're doing. Mimi shows out the Rolling Thunder, and Rescue looks to bounce back off the back of it. Pushing forwards, that's a double. One into the corner, they know exactly where Toki is, and she's a dead woman walking. Rescue wants to keep it going to grab a quadra, but it's Vanya to pick it up into the end. And with Ever's demise, they happen towards that A site, start to alarm. Mimi walks forwards, one drops back. The buggy is used well enough to get a double kill. And she's still alive, hasn't taken any damage. The aftershock will force out the TP, but Rescue's there to help out. Oh dear, double TP.
On 4 here. Flank coming in from Mimi any second now. They're completely sandwiched on all angles.
30 seconds left.
A bit late to this. Never mind, she is right on time. A double kill. And Ludge will fall shortly thereafter. Eva looking to lead the charge here, unable to find pot shots against the low players of G2. It's Ludge finally to find openings up against the smokes as well. They've done good work to clear out this A side, but there's only one left, and I don't think they've read where Amy is. From the shadows, it's crucial. This shows exactly where Amy lies. And with a flash, Eva goes for the swing and wins off the site tick. Vanya is still a menace though, 6 bullets to her name, but she's got 3 more in the chamber. And has to rotate around. Neural Theft going to reveal her position, so it's got to be really clean with her attempts. This is up. Second tag. Has to run. She's good with it. It dissipates, and Vanya's found access towards the site. Oh dear, this is stressful. There's so much pressure, but Vanya Kez, that's nothing at all, will tempt her. It's going to be... And they drop back. That's a good stunt. 2 players concussed. Paranoia as well to follow suit, but they need the picks here, and they need them now. Rescue, good for 1, but it's Toki with a double to put Falcons on top here. Petra, side angle, 2 players low. And with Painshaw's going in their direction, they need to start closing out the kills now. Mimi gets 1 before she drops, but it's all down to Amy, and she cannot do the thing. Perfectly placed, smoked. To defend this, how clean can this be from G2 Gozen? They've got to make sure it is. Toki, not yet spotted, ever. Oh dear, the flash is strong. And G2 Gozen collapsing under pressure here. Vanya aggressing ever forwards. Toki not quite able to finish the deal up against Vanya. And that's exactly where she's going. A couple of vandals in front of her. Oh, but both G2 Gozen players, the Falcons, seeing that G2 Gozen players are isolated and they take full advantage of it, but it looks like they want to go in for another bite, but Ludge this time is outnumbered, but eventually has friends nearby. Showstopper out, has to lose her life for it, so it's still a 3v3, and the B site not quite taken over. Crucially enough, Vanya might be troubled from the heavens. She does cross under to try and isolate Sandra here, and that's exactly what happens. They still got a long way to go. 2 Falcons players split up. Eva from the sidelines, Mad V from above. One pin down. Flash coming through, but it's Vanya to get a quick pick onto Eva, so Mad V has to do it by herself. But with one beneath of her, she was so close to finishing up that kill, but that's not going to be the case.
Both rounds.
Rescue against the smoke, actually pushed out of it. Quick enough to pick up Sandra. Ludge is there for the trade, but Petra follows suit as well. They've never been really comfortable for this one. And Mimi even has a Rolling Thunder as a guarantee. It's looking tougher and tougher. Amy, she's stunned, spotted by Toki. Evening the playing field. Rolling Thunder, Toki stunned up, but has got cover. Is it enough to buy time for them? Vanya has to go all the way around. But it's Eva and Mad V to bring things back to a double standpoint. As we're into a duel, but Mad V's position is...
Out there timing for the exit right behind this Viper wall.
Face your fear!
Really nice placement of Rescue there. Right into the top of the site. He has spent some time to traverse back towards this A site. Trailblazer spotting out one of the players, but how many truly are in that position? Toki taking Mimi down. They know there's at least one more player there now. Rolling Thunder does take place on site, and it's Toki to flawlessly take on that A main side approach. Rescue though is the next one in contention, and Vanya comes out from the shadows to find a double herself, but Mad V has got her team covered.
Every round of taking full advantage. Rescue once again straight up into Mail, 130 into the round, and the Showstopper gets ripped immediately.
A complete change of pace, but she hasn't looked below. Showstopper does collect 1, but is it good enough? Ludge's position, I'm not quite sure how telegraphed it is, which allows Toki to get then. And Amy now trying to play catch up. Mimi as well, but both revealed positions. Swing, and not a miss. Amy. Players looking at her. Oh, but she's so clean! And might even have a chance against Toki. No, not tension. Aftershock to both sides, both breaches trying to do the same exact thing. But Mimi, can she do it by herself as Toki is sticking the defuse? It won't be happening this time around. Still, one left onto this A site, and that's Sandra.
Cage triggered.
Aftershock, well placed. We'll have to fall. Also, never mind. It doesn't affect her at all. That's a pick onto Vanya. And finally, Sandra drops.
Don't get in my way.
Get invested by Amy, but she's 5 HP. Very spammable here, Pavlos.
Is indeed. Petra, good shot. Knows exactly where Toki is, but with a Viper's pin, she herself can't see where your position is. Man V into the fight, which allows Mimi to be all by herself. Spike again being defused, and it's the exact same story when it was. And this is a 5 versus 5 retake. This could get rough, this could get messy. Toki stand up early, has to move into elbow. Vanya, not yet challenged, but it's Mavi with first blood. Mimi and Vanya doing God's work to the back of this site. And all of a sudden, Toki is very low, concussed up as well. Mimi wants to do it all by himself. What a valiant effort it has been. What an amazing comeback to put us in the hope that Falcons can do it. But all that was needed is one great round from G2 Gozen to close out map number 2. And they've finally done it.
And have 2 players on the back.
Right there. And it's the wingman to place that spike down. And it's Rez Q with the first kill. 2 players into elbow already. G2 Gozen seems to be covering that angle for now. And it's Amy to shut down both of these players herself. G2 Gozen bringing in momentum from the previous map. And it looks like they'll be closing out this one flawlessly with only 1 player remaining in their attempt to get a kill here. Ever fully telegraphed 3 players. Pika, and it's an Andalucia flawless.
Another free orb for Rescue. Or actually, it's going to go over to Petra, and that's the Empress online.
4 players to the back of this A site. Gozen for the hard take here from G2 Gozen. Toki's able to find the right Yoru clone. And at the same time, Falcons are finding a lot of success with the Vandals to the back of the site. G2 Gozen, though, turn it all back around. Amy's strong with that Sheriff. And Amy's got the backline covered. And the spike is in the middle of the open. So she can only hope that someone is going to be checking on showers, but no, G2 are going to play this one together. Amy's got it all locked and covered. Thrasher right back to the center of the site. Rescue now will be the first player in contention. And they're waiting to throw in a flash to follow up with an attack. Splitting the site in 4 pieces. G2 are able to dance around it with perfection. Although Wingman is out and the spike hasn't been planted yet, Petra drops, so it gives Falcons some hope. There is a wraparound in the making. It seems that there's Vanya looking in that direction, which is good enough to shut her down. 5-0. Can't be easy on your psyche at all. You're already 2 maps down. Vanya close to the action. That's the first pick. Turns around for the second. God, she's a queen. And there you go.
One this time around. Someone else will have to step up, probably. Cascade. Progressing up short A here. G2 preparing themselves for this A execute, and Mimi's got the kill with the mosh pit over the top. Beautiful stuff.
Toki is in trouble here. Paint chills not quite thrown out in time. As Falcons did switch it up, but it was a bit disjointed. 2 players, 2 different locations. Both of them not quite able to trade their lives. And it's a story as simple as that to put G2 in front. Mad V trying to change the fate of this round herself. Petra in the fight, but it's Mad V to collect it. Amy with the information given for safety, and Rescue's there for a guarantee. This is difficult. But they both hide within the smoke itself. Broken quickly and off the spike. Mad V doubles up, and maybe there's a chance. Captain v Captain, but it's Mimi to take home the win.
For the rest of the game changers seen this year, might be everyone else playing for second.
Toki is aggressing very far forwards here. Doubles up is actually finally working out for the Falcons side as G2 greet them. Amy is looking. The thing is, also, at the same time, the 2 players are back. There's players coming in at them from all sorts of directions. And Amy can only live for so long. At least it's bought enough time for G2 Gozen.
Thrash and Reckoning going to be difficult to complete a retake against those ults, and Petra with the Empress active going to take this full towards spawn side, evening up the numbers.
Petra still has the confidence to take duels like that. Falcons moving in together as a unit. We play as strong. Petra still fragging strong. Wingman in support. And it's Sandra all to herself with not long to live.
Big fight over short A here.
Falcons super aggressive in this one. Petra this time around is feeling hot. And with a quadra, she got the last round. She'll be opening up this one, but does fall shortly after. Thrasher does catch one, but Lush is there to counteract this aggression. There's already rotations in the making here for Falcons, so Vanya pins it in with nowhere to go, nowhere to showers. Toki might be going all the way around to greet them. Amy's got the angle covered. Flash in Toki's direction.
To be able to flood up on into it. There's the high tide and the wingman plant.
I think only one player was spotted throughout it, but with the element of domination, they can sort of figure out where the rest are.
30 seconds
Sandra
left.
causing a lot of noise here. A lot of G2 players looking in this direction, and it buys time for Mad V to come in as well to do some damage of her own, and the spike hasn't quite gone down yet. We're at 20 seconds. G2 need to be very careful with this. Mad V in the mosh pit couldn't get away, and they're quite a safe position from Eva here. Oh, actually it is, never mind. So no interruption available. And with Rescue going all the way behind Eva here, there's no way Eva will look behind her. Sandra is the first to notice contact. Actually moves up very close to this fight. Might be tempted to move out from that smoke. Pressure into showers, but both of the players taking the fights from Falcons have seemed very comfortable entering the second part of this round. On the post plant, Toki's going to do so much. That's one pick, one piece of the puzzle. And with Rez having all the information available to her, will get a couple of kills herself. Eva alone finds a kill before she drops, but that's G2. Half points of health for her now as we enter the post plant. It hasn't even been planted just yet. Falcons eager to take lamp control because they didn't quite have it, which allows Petra to get a nice little kill onto Sandra. Oh dear, might be overcooking a little bit here, Falcons, as the stress is getting to them. Mad V to the back of it. But the wall is good to keep G2 safe. And once it drops, they'll be able to use this Dizzy to move out of it as well. Mimi, one. Vanya as well. And Falcons are trailing behind, one player against three. Eva with not many kills to her name.
Nice. Opening pick over to bathroom side. This is what Sandra was doing pretty fantastically against Giant X, the way that she was working bathroom's control. The old school way. I've absolutely cast a curse to her there though, and now over onto this big long line. It's an instant burst from Vanya.
Falcons are in big trouble. They've moved in and Vanya's dancing around them. And honestly, I don't think many people have an answer to that question. They do at least have the spike under their control. Toki doubles up though and says this is exactly what we're going to do. Mimi draws it right back up to her. She has to isolate Mimi before Amy comes into contention. Mimi is low, Bulldog chase right after her. Spots out where Amy is and now she has to deal with two players. 2 seconds, she needs to kill because she can't get the spike. Oh! And she does so!
They don't want to let them have the orb here, Pavlos.
It's not going to be that easy. The idea what both of these teams are fighting for, and so far nobody's going to be getting that orb anytime soon. Around coming in from Vanya, but would it be quick enough? Part of the result used onto the side. Amy, a good shut side angle that could catch them up on their cross, and that's exactly what happens. Sandra is down, so is Lush, and in a
round.
Right there. One enemy remaining.
Nearly aligned, not quite. But Amy's there to pick up the pieces. The last one to not lose miserably, but can they do it again to at least give them a chance for an overtime play?
Spike planted.
Rescue will be alone in this one, and Falcons will be happy to taking this fight, but Eva doesn't check the corner. That is crucial. Flash blinding a couple of players, but Sandra's still able to pick up the kill. How will this work out? Thrasher enabled by G2. Lush hiding out, but it's Amy with a triple. G2. That seems so freaking difficult right now. They know exactly where she hides. They know exactly where she is. She only has time in her favor, but nothing else. G2 Gozen are now your 6th-time EMEA Game Changer champs and flawlessly take back what's righteously theirs.